So as we know, every kid is different. Some are more visual, others are a bit more academic. For some, just reading the words off the screen and using the pictures will be enough, but others, they need a bit more. So that's when props can be really useful. As well, props, they can just make a class a bit more fun and interactive for the kids too. So I just want to share some of the props that I found really useful and work really well with the Cambly kids classes. My number one most popular prop has got to be Kevin. He's one of my oldest toys that I had when I was a kid, and for some reason they love him. Sometimes they get their toys talking to him, they'll repeat sentences that I'll pretend that he's saying. He's also really useful for talking about clothes like hats, t-shirts, shorts, and using him for colours too. So that's been really good too. I've got a number of animal toys as well. Pikachu has been a popular one, as has my little lamb and my little rabbit. So if you've just got some toys maybe from your kids or from when you were little still, so you can just use those. They're also really great for using in the show and tell elements of the class as well. My next tip for a useful prop, one that's come in really handy, is flashcards. So I have some different ones, some that I've bought, like this is a pack with alphabet. It's got different pictures and words as well on the back of them. This one, so they've been really useful for things like phonics or just doing some recap if you've got some time in the class. And there are some that I've just made up myself or I've just printed off online, like one for the colours and even ones for shapes. So you don't have to buy them, you can just print them off or make them up yourself, but they have become invaluable for using in a lot of the classes that I've had. So I definitely recommend getting some flashcards. So another super useful prop has been my little food basket. So I got this from a supermarket in the toy section. It was on offer as well, so even better. But it just helps the kids visualise when you're talking about food in the classes, or you can prompt them just by showing it when you're maybe covering that subject with them. So it's got things like ice cream, burgers, watermelon. They seem to love the watermelon a lot. I have one student in particular, she often asks for my basket of food as her rewards rather than the other rewards that I have. It also found works really well in one of the levels of the Cambly kids trial classes where you go through what they like. So I just show them things from the basket as well, and so they seem to really love it. It's also another good one for show and tell because you've got so many different things in there that you can use as part of the show and tell slides as well. So yeah, that one I would definitely recommend getting something like that. You've probably guessed the next one. Different animal headbands. I have a few different ones of these. I've got monkey ones, I've got frog, and I also have a rabbit. And these I found have been really useful with the younger kids. Sometimes they can get distracted easily, or when you're maybe doing charades with them, but acting out animals. So they're quite a fun thing to have for the class, and the kids love it too. This has been another popular one for the kids. Sometimes they ask for bubbles as a reward too. Just be careful with blowing the bubbles on your electrical devices. Like I mentioned earlier, you don't always have to buy the props. I've made some up myself. Some things as well, it wouldn't be practical to have them all as props, like for sports things. I've got a ball that I use to help with visualising, teaching about sports, but I've made up a little tennis racket and baseball bat. Or for things like clothes, I've made up little clothes cutouts that I can use. And you know the little red hen story? I made up a little red hen as well. So yeah, you could just make them up yourself, be creative, be as creative as you want to, and it doesn't have to be an expensive thing. And then they take up less space as well. So another bonus. So the next prop I would say would be super useful to get would be something like a whiteboard. Magnetic one as well, because I use this for a lot of different things. So I stick rewards onto it. Sometimes if I need to draw or write something out, I put it on here too. So this is a really useful prop to have, and it's not expensive either, just a few pounds. You can get one in the supermarkets or online. So yeah, that's been a really useful one to have in the classes too. So I say just try and be creative, have in mind the kids that you're teaching, the sort of things that they may struggle with visualizing, or things that they really enjoy you doing with them in class, and you can just make up some props that will work for them, and it will just make the learning experience a lot more fun for the kids that you're teaching. So I hope you enjoyed some of my props tips that I found super useful. Any questions, please let me know. My details are below. Thanks everyone. Bye.